Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on practical measurements. This video will use day-to-day objects to show how some of the more common measurements in the metric system are used. The most suitable type of measurement depends on the type of object we are measuring. For example, we would not express the mass of a small cat in tons. As well, we would not express the mass of an elephant in grams. The following are everyday examples of how we use various measurements. So if we look at a pen, just an ordinary writing pen, the length could be 14 centimetres, give or take, and the mass could be about 20 grams. So when we're talking about length, we can use centimetres. When we're talking about mass, we use grams, because it's only a small object. Let's look at an orange. If we're talking about the mass of an orange, we would use the units of grams, say 230 grams for example, and that can vary depending on the size of the orange. An average person, now the height of an average person is about 177 centimetres. That could vary a little bit. And the mass of an average person is about 75 kilograms. Again, that can vary. If we look at a drinking glass and we want to find out how much water it will hold or how much liquid, it's about 120 millilitres, which is about 120, that's ml for short, so 120 millilitres. Let's look at water. If we're talking about the boiling point of water, under normal conditions it's about 100 degrees centigrade. When water freezes, it freezes at about 0 degrees centigrade under normal conditions. So these are units and numbers and measurements we use when we're talking about water with respect to the boiling point and the freezing point. Let's look at the car. If we're talking about a mass of a car, it could be about 1,000 kilograms to 1,500 kilograms. It could be anywhere between those measurements, and there's a little bit of variation there. Let's look at a normal milk carton. The capacity could be 1 or 2 litres, something around that. We've seen that in the supermarket. What about a sheet of paper? Well, the average length is about 30 centimetres and the width is about 20, and that gives us an area of about 600 square centimetres. What about body temperature? The normal body temperature is approximately 37 degrees centigrade. Let's look at a bathtub. If we're talking about the capacity of a bathtub, we could be looking at about 150 litres. That's approximate, but it just gives you an idea, so we can use the measurement of litres. For a large truck, if we're talking about the mass of this truck, we could be talking about 10 to 20 tonnes. We wouldn't use grams or kilograms because it's very, very large. That's why tonnes is more appropriate. What about very, very cold temperatures in those icy conditions? The temperature could be anywhere between minus 10 degrees centigrade and minus 40 degrees centigrade. What about the capacity of a small teaspoon, say, as opposed to the capacity of this bathtub? It might only be 5 ml. It could be a little bit more or a little bit less. So basically this video has given you a good idea of the different types of measurements we can use in particular situations. And we have to use the most appropriate type of measurement.